Mr. Ron DeSantis has announced
his official bid.
He announced his official bid in a video on Twitter, and all I have to say about it is
was it a snooze?
Snorfest.
Really? I'm surprised.
It's fucking useless. It was like a fucking campaign ad from 10 years ago.
Ron DeSantis approved this message.
I don't want to. Should we just play it and then talk about it after? I won't even show our face on the screen.
Our border is a disaster. Crime infests our cities. The federal government makes it harder for families to make ends meet, and the president flounders. But decline is a choice. Success is attainable, and freedom is worth fighting for. Righting the ship requires restoring sanity to our society, normalcy to our communities, and integrity to our institutions. Truth must be our foundation, and common sense can no longer be an uncommon virtue. In Florida, we proved that it can be done. We chose facts over fear, education over indoctrination, law and order over rioting and disorder. We held the line when freedom hung in the balance. We showed that we can and must revitalize America. We need the courage to lead and the strength to win. I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
I liked it.
There wasn't wrong with it. I didn't see nothing wrong with
I
it.
didn't disagree with anything he said. I just didn't really. Now, this could be me just adding.
You want to quit
context.
Tarantino to the director?
Yeah, like,
No. It's the rhetoric. To me, it sounds a lot like he straight up said it. The return to normalcy. That whole thing. Like it's almost like the. I don't know if I'm adding context, but I feel like that part was sort of directed at Trump more, because he's basically bidding for the primary, right? So this is more directed at Republicans. So is he saying return to normalcy as in
Republican?
He's a normal Republican. You get what I mean? Like to me, it sounds like we need to tone things down. You know what I mean?
You know, I
even when he said the great American comeback,
it just all sounds generic to me. It doesn't sound like this is the new. We're gonna actually fight this kind of thing. I feel like it's more of I'm gonna go more moderate Republican.
Okay, I'd be with you if his actions didn't back up what he was saying. Like, I mean, the man has.
Can he do that nationally though? And can he do that with foreign policy?
I don't know. I don't know what he could do. Honestly, I wouldn't vote for him only because I'm selfish. I've said this before. I don't want him to stop being the governor of Florida, because who the fuck are we gonna get next? You know. So
yeah, but he has to stop.
There's no
more term. He's termed out.
In 2024 is when he's out.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's gonna be gone anyway.
He's gonna be gone anyway. So that's why he's running.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, because a lot of Trump supporters are really mad at him because he's running after he said he would never run against Trump. So like that, I mean, the guy has the right to run for president if he wants. I'm not gonna fault him for that. I do though agree that it's not the right time for him. I don't think he beats Trump, especially with a return to normalcy fucking move. Because what I feel like he's doing with this, right, is he's putting it in a very vague way of where when he says return to normalcy, does he mean get rid of the trans shit, get rid of the sex changes for kids?
That's how I took it.
Or does he mean return to normalcy as in the Republican Party needs to return to its normal way?
I think you and other Trump supporters are looking too deep into that side of it. I think when he says return to normalcy, it's stop this indoctrination of children in school, get these wacky teachers who aren't teaching in the classroom, their subjects, out of schools. I feel like he's targeting all of the things that we say are wrong with society. So I don't feel like it was directed.
Probably goes a step further into like booster shots for COVID and anything COVID related.
Well, the thing is now they're putting out videos of this because it's like all guns out now.
It's dirty time
with it. Yeah, so they're putting out videos of DeSantis like, being in favor of the lockdowns at first. And then there was a point where he changed his mind.
Of course.
And my thing is like, did he make that decision on his own to change his mind? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when it came to the lockdowns, right? Specifically the lockdowns, we all know that Trump was like railing against them after what, like the 2 weeks they said that they were going to do, and they kept it going. So we know where he stood on that. It's just he gave the power to the states. Now, I don't remember the timeline on when did DeSantis like actually let up on the lockdowns. I remember it being a good little amount.
It was okay. So 2 weeks after, then the state was still on lockdown for another maybe 3 weeks. Then after that, he stopped that shit.
I don't know, because I remember we had restrictions. It wasn't
a full shutdown like New York was. We just couldn't do certain. There was never like a curfew.
We had to wear the masks. Yeah, trust me, I'm not railing against like, I'm nitpicking at this point on like what, because he had the best policy, I think, as far as any of the governors, but like we're talking in the like getting into the mud here. Where did DeSantis like lie on the whole, I guess, fight against the vaccinations, the restrictions? Like, where did he really lie, and did he make those decisions to lift them on his own?
If he didn't make that decision on his own, how does that sway you? Because I mean,
and who made that decision?
Presidents are advised all the time.
That's the question: is who made the decision for him? And this is all conjecture. Because again, I love him as a governor, so don't get me wrong here.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not smearing him.
Is it making a decision for him, or is it like, hey, Ron, why don't we try this? It's different. And he was like, you know what, you guys are right. Why don't we do this?
Well, the whole thing is all right. It would sway me if it was the globalists that made the decision for him. You know what I mean? If he's beholden to any lockdown. Yeah, if he's beholden to any of that, like the globalist cabal, let's call it, I think that's where I don't believe it. I don't believe it like that he's on, because they do smear him a lot. I don't know how that works. I don't know who he's, held to. That's something I'll do some more research on to see like if there is anything. We'll read the comments here because we got our people dropping stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, like, where does this put you as far as voting for him, though?
Well, I really don't think it's that. First of all, I like the commercial. It was, whoever mixed it needed to turn down the music. It was too loud. At some point, we couldn't really hear Ron. It was mixed.
Yeah, fucking.
It felt Independence Day-ish.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we will not go quietly into the good night.
He can lead a state for sure. I don't know if he can lead a country. Trump's coming up. He's got my vote. I don't know.
I'm still Trump all the way.
Listen. I don't know what I like. What DeSantis has to say, and I like the things that he does. So I'm not opposed to not voting for him. I'm not opposed to voting for him.
Not going for Trump Jr. when Trump Sr. is still out there doing it.
Yeah. I guess there's no better way to say it. I mean, if there's a chance to get Trump back in, number one, I know that'll piss off a lot of Democrats, but that's always a plus.
We got to remember too, national is a whole different level. Because if this is why the whole return to normalcy thing just pisses me off every time I hear it, no matter who it comes from, is because it's again appealing to a certain person, a certain type of person,
a scared person.
the scared, we're afraid to actually fight the real fight. We'll talk a big game. I mean, just look at the people that are in the media that are supporting DeSantis over Trump. And their real reason is, I'm just tired of Trump. I'm just tired of, and they just sound like fags. It's like, all right, bro. It's like you're tired of, you're tapping out. You're tired of the fight.
It'll be interesting though. I would like to see the debate.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
So we'll see where that goes. You think Ron's gonna play dirty? I think he's gonna play dirty because he doesn't have skeletons that we know about. You know, Trump's Teflon, but Trump still has skeleton, quote unquote.
Well, Trump is the Ric Flair of politics. So even when he plays dirty, it's not dirty. It's just Trump being Trump. I'm not rationalizing. I'm saying how it's perceived. There is no such thing as dirty Trump. And then he's almost Teflon. That's why he's Teflon, is because like you can throw anything at the guy and he's just like, it just rolls off of him now. So like even better than it did in 2016, 2020. Trump's on a whole nother level right now. I personally think.
We'll see.
Let's see what everybody's saying. OJ Simp. Oh, well, let's start with Peter Ortiz. DeSantis confirmed rhino. Confirmed. Why do you say confirmed? Because I've heard people talk, and I see the rhinos. He's the rhino's choice. He's definitely the rhino's choice because they're using him, and maybe this is where he's not knowing what's going on. This is where I'll shoot him some bail. Maybe is that he's being used as I'm the cleaner version of Trump. I want to see how he promotes it. That's why I feel like this is too vague and generic for me.
Okay.
Like I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know who he's talking to necessarily. So I want to see if he goes with, do you want 4 more years of crazy Trump? And if he goes with that, then I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Because now you're using lefty talking points to help yourself. And actually lefty talking points that you should know is bigger than the point. You know what they really want is conservatives, all conservatives. So, which is why a lot of people already are going against DeSantis, because they're like, you're already showing that you're going against the MAGA party. So it's
has he ever explicitly came out and was like, I don't fuck with MAGA?
I don't think so, because he knows that's his fan base.
Yeah, of course.
So he's he's kind of the underdog already. Listen, where he has to convince
I just think
diehard MAGAs.
I think that you and diehard MAGAs like yourself just don't like Ron because he's in the way.
Me a diehard MAGA? I'm playing. I think I am.
I think I am. I think I am.
And meanwhile, we go down the list of our videos. Trump.
Trump didn't rape that bitch.
He's Teflon.
He didn't do that shit. All right? I was there.
Oh, fuck. Peter, give us a little more on how he's confirmed Rhino. Don't give me like what you think. Tell me why he's confirmed. OJ Simp DeSantis is going to be Bush 2.0. That's what I'm worried about. Because we got to remember, this is a campaign.
That's different, though. Bush was inept. Bush was that brother who the black sheep who never got shit right.
And you're right. Let me be fair. DeSantis has taken some very hardline stances when it comes to the narrative or the what's the word? The agenda.
Listen, I think if there was no Trump in this race, everybody on the Republican side would be like, DeSantis is our guy.
But there would have been no Trump. There would have been no DeSantis if there was no Trump.
I don't think so.
I promise you, I'm just bored by this first video. I'm bored by his whole announcement. I don't think it's anything that's like
it didn't rile you up.
No, it's too middle of the road for me. Now,
It was safe. It was a safe ad.
I'm going to be very fair to DeSantis, though, because I know his track record in our state. You know what I mean? Other people, that don't live here may not understand that. So that's where I'm going to afford him a little more, gratitude, I guess. So he has an opportunity to convince me that he's better than Trump, that he's the guy that we should choose. But he's behind the 8 ball, in my opinion. I think we just need that 4 more years of Trump. We just need it. Just because, do you believe this, right? Ukraine, Russia. Do you really believe where Trump goes, I could fix that in 1 day? Do you believe that Ron DeSantis could go over there and do what Trump would do?
No.
And fix it in 1 day. I believe Trump is being hyperbolic with that. It might take a couple of days or a week or something.
But he'll put it in action in a day.
He'll get in people's ear. He has that influence.
Name, it holds more water than Ron.
Way more weight
internationally.
Way more weight.
That's where he gets beat 100% every time.
In foreign policy, Trump is massacring DeSantis because DeSantis has no track record.
Let's be honest. Trump's probably been doing business internationally for years. People know him. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit, you're the president now? That's cool. You're over here all the time anyway.
It's like there's a difference between somebody talking a good game. And I believe this. I believe DeSantis is talking a good game, and I think he means what he says. However, I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish what he says. And what he's saying is basically what Trump says. It's more or less the same thing. So it's just a little less.
Trump will get it accomplished, then we might as well just go with Trump.
It's DeSantis can't confidently say the same way Trump says, I'll go over there and fix that shit in 1 day. DeSantis will not be able to battle that. And the fact is that when Trump says that, we all understand he's being kind of hyperbolic with it, but we know he means that shit, and he probably is right. He probably can fix it in 1 day. Yeah. So that's the difference, I think.
To keep it real, Biden got in office, and it was like Putin couldn't wait. It was like, as soon as Biden got in, all right, tanks, niggas, all right, let's go, everybody. And they've been in war ever since.
Exactly. And here's another thing. Trump, he gets back in office. He's there with a vengeance now. On his last term. You get what I'm saying? We're not at the point to return to normalcy yet. We have to have the crescendo before we return to normalcy. Otherwise, it's just, all right, the pendulum hasn't swung back yet. You know what I mean? We're getting there because we're getting the boycotts. Companies are getting shut down almost, So we're getting there. People are getting tired of it, but we're not normal yet. It's a sham almost. Like let's pretend to be normal, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're not there yet. We haven't processed the whole thing yet. We can't return to normalcy until we start prosecuting the people at the school boards who put all that shit in. Yes. The teachers that were showing their kids porn.
The doctors that perform these surgeries on underage children.
Yes. Yes.
You're right.
So until we get that we start seeing that happen, there's no return to normalcy. Ever. Fair point. Yeah. So this is either too behind or it's too far ahead. It's in that weird. It's not the time, and this shows it. It's not the time for DeSantis yet.
Let's give him another commercial. We got to give him another commercial. And then his next one, hopefully it'll be better.
I'm just gonna make a guess. I have a feeling DeSantis is gonna go with I'm the normal guy.
The normal person.
Yeah. I'm the normal guy.
You think he's gonna show off his family?
Oh yeah, beautiful family. Charming kids. All honor roll. You know it.
He doesn't have an Ivunko.
I think DeSantis' wife is pretty sexy, isn't she?
Jesus, bro. You just call the governor's wife hot?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not gonna send anybody to me. He's not a liberal. Whatever deep state, OJ Simp, whatever deep state theory you believe in, DeSantis is literally their guy. They would rather bring USA back to the center, but there's no going back. Current politics is a cold civil war. And that's a good point.
Wow.
He will legit
poignant, OJ, poignant.
Sorry, he continues. He will legit cry in a debate with Trump. Ronald McSantis, he says, has the charisma of a dead dog.
Damn.
Jesus.
Really?
I'll give him.
I don't know, because I feel like he's got the Matt Walsh charisma. His
dry.
I feel like DeSantis is dry. You don't think
DeSantis has this like draw to his voice that could easily start sounding like whining. The thing is DeSantis is this is also where he lacks in where Trump has, is that you have to piss DeSantis off. Once you piss him off, and it takes him too long to get pissed off. But once you piss him off, he's a fucking what do you call a firecracker? He's like popping off on you.
So
he's almost too level-headed.
Wouldn't you want your leader to be even keeled though? Like
not now. Maybe in, let's say, 4 years, 5 years.
4 years. I got you. Okay, fair enough.
We don't need listen, if there was other like people who had that fire the way Trump did, if DeSantis had that fire the way Trump did, I would say DeSantis is a good choice. But
guy, yeah.
We need that fire, bro.
I got you.
We need that fire.
I get it.
So